What are you doing?
Like, oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
Player one. Prepare yourself.
Happy holidays. I've got a gift for you. Buy 4 tarot readings or coaching session gift codes in any combination, and you'll receive 2 additional gift codes too. So use all 6 codes for yourself or share them with friends and family as holiday gifts, stocking stuffers, or maybe even birthday presents. These don't expire, so you can feel free to use them and share them throughout the year. Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for being my friends. Hi there, Scorpio. This is your weekly reading for the week of December 21st through 27th. Happy holidays to you and Merry Christmas to you and yours. I love you guys, my fellow Scorpions. Stingy, stingy. The first card you've drawn for today is the Emperor. The Emperor on Monday talks about authority. So this could be authority that you feel that you're coming into, or authority very likely that you are subject to. So this could be your father figure. Okay, so some people have 2 mothers and one's a father. You get my drift? That's what we've got. So this kind of a figure is a masculine person, but they tend to be fair. Are they deserving of their authority? Yeah, they've worked for it, they've earned it, they've experienced it. Their experience becomes a wisdom that becomes the Emperor's wisdom. So you could have kind of the feeling that you are subject to some control. It isn't a bad thing. We all have it. When we're kids, we feel, of course, that we're being squished, pushed into the cage, door locked, whatever we think that the parameters and constraints are. It's only what we do for puppies, right? When we have puppies and they're so precious and so sweet, and even kittens, we're trying to protect them so that they can learn to explore their environment without getting hurt. We don't put the kitten outside because it could get run over. Somebody could steal it. We don't put the puppy outside because it misses its mother. It needs to be held and cuddled and spoken to. It needs to be loved. It might have an accident and we don't want to get angry with it. We say, oopsie poopy, and then we take it outside or put it on the mat, and we wouldn't put the puppy in an area where it's going to take a dump on a $3,000 Oriental rug. So obviously, right, sometimes we have to go, nope, puppy has to sleep in the kitchen with the linoleum, and we're going to put towels, and you're like, mom, let me take it to bed with me. And your mom's like, you have a $5,000 Aladdin's carpet, and you're like, look, I promise I'll buy a tarp, I'll put it on the floor. And then so of course you could make these considerations between what can you do where you understand what the authority says is appropriate to protect or to nurture or to keep a situation under control, and you can work with it. So my analogy of being like wanting to take the puppy to the room, knowing that you can't let that carpet become damaged or it will stink and the puppy won't know how to stay away from it, is where you get the input and it's the input as appropriate. So don't think that this is some stern figure you can't work with, but do understand that their final say is pretty much the final say. One day you're going to be the adult and you will have the final say, and you'll be even better at it because you'll be so sensitive to what it's like to be a Scorpio child, which is so hard to be already. It's mystical and magical and movie star like, but at the same time, parents are like, I don't even know what to do. And I think back now and I realize I was a really cool child for my mother. I know she thought I was very strange. And I've got some pictures. It's on a video and I got to find it for you guys because you'll just die. I'm like 4 years old, 3, sitting on my mom's bed, and it looks like there's a party or company over. And I'm wearing white sunglasses like some tourist weirdo. And I'm in the lotus position, like as if I'm meditating. I couldn't possibly have known what any of that is. And I'm like, look at Rita. She's just sitting there doing what Rita does anyway. So just remember that one day you will be the one who'll be sensitive to other people's needs. And at the same time, you wouldn't let your puppy end up in the street or the kitten being hurt. You'd be protecting your own puppies too. So on Monday, we have also Mercury in Capricorn, your solar third house of communications, and Chiron in Pisces. So it's great to have Mercury in your solar third house because that's the communication house anyway. So you can imagine you are going to be excellent and amazing at communicating. And so if you need to communicate something that's slightly sensitive or maybe even controversial, limit your exposure to the death blow, because remember that people get a little bit weird, and if alcohol's involved, they're scary. And if it's a family function, there's the family dysfunction, and there could be, I've told you stories, that itchy, scratchy, hairy Uncle Joe who, the plumber's crack, and he's got it all going on, like, and so there could be other things going on, so don't say too much controversial. But Chiron in Pisces, your solar fifth house of romance, children, creativity, siblings, home environment, fun, playing, leisure. This is where you have fun doing what it is you like to do, entertaining yourself, playing, pin the tail on the donkey, or pin the patch on Uncle Joe's butt, whatever it is that you do. So this really makes it easy for you to communicate and even to inspire others. Maybe you're going to see some cousins you never see, and they're always kind of like bitchy, and then you be with them and they're like kind of like, okay, so maybe this person is not judging me, and maybe this dude is cooler than I want to admit, and just enjoy each other's company, because you're not going to see these people too often. Sometimes we see relatives at Christmas we might see only once a year, if not once every decade. And so enjoy the time, take some pictures so that you can remember these people when you're older, and you can look back and go, look, he's got a booger in his, that kind of thing. So also we have the sun entering Capricorn, beginning the winter solstice or winter equinox here in the northern hemisphere. And so of course you guys in the southern hemisphere have it better than we do at this time, especially if you're not in southern California. It's always sunny and warm there, Florida, but right now I'm in a place where you should see the kind of sand blasting of the tornado we have. And last night I went to go bring in some lawn furniture, and I was being pelted with freezing rain, crap falling from the sky. I have no clue what was happening. I'm in flip-flops, wearing a sweater that might as well be a macrame plant hanger. And then I'm like going, oh my God. And I felt like I was really roughing it out there, like a freaking pilgrim. Also on Monday, we have Libra, Mars in Libra, semi-sextiling Jupiter and Virgo, Libra being your solar 12th house of the quiet place, the past life, the early experiences, the challenges sometimes that we call our self-undoing. So when Mars in Libra is activating such a quiet house, we know that there's something important about a transition, maybe moving into a different period of your life. Jupiter in Virgo, of course, Virgo being your solar 11th house of fun, friend groups, associations, maybe the not so functional, dysfunctional groups, people who can be like pains in the butts, and alternately you're like, can we all just get along? And then of course we've got Mars making it kind of a healing experience, I feel, where it comes up to the surface and you go, I remember when she gave me an atomic wedgie and I was so angry and embarrassed. Everybody in my 11th house laughed at me, and you know what? I'm not going to give her an atomic wedgie, but I'm going to put like Vaseline on the toilet seat when I know. I'm giving you ideas, but remember, don't blame me for it. Do not tell your parents that I gave you that idea, although it's freaking hilarious. Okay, so on Tuesday, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. This is a card that indicates you may not get something that you're hoping for, or some situation may not come to fruition. Now, sitting very next to that Emperor, it could be that the Emperor has said, no, you cannot go join a nudist colony, my friend. We're Amish. And you're like, whoa, reality bites. It confronts me. I yield to it, but I won't go quietly. So, you may have to just accept it and be like, all right, so, okay. Rita told me that if I kick and scream and I do what I want to do, and if I tear at my hair and my clothing and take a Sharpie and draw all over me and the baby, they're probably not going to give you extra brownie points, and you may not even get dinner, which is probably illegal. But considering what people used to do back in the day. Now on Wednesday, we've got the Hanged Man in reverse, and this is not bad, because here you are looking at things from a different point of view, saying, you know what? I see Rita's dysfunction. I see her mental illness. I understand. I am in tune with it. I feel her insane pain. At the same time, my criminal mind wants me, I can rhyme. Look at me busting rhymes. So I can see that with my own criminal mind, I can find a way to make my cousin's life miserable. Maybe she will experience the disharmony, the dichotomy of ass upon the glass covered in grease. So, you're just looking at, I'm basically giving you a lot of fun stuff. I love you guys. I feel your pain. Growing up Scorpio means you were born to live life on hard mode. And yet at the same time, it is littered with the spoils of the fruits of people that you knock over on the side of the road and take their baskets. The people that pick cherries. Never mind. So just look at things from a different point of view, and you will see that even though it doesn't make sense now, you'll say, well, in hindsight, when these people get their heads out of their hinds, we will all see that they should have let me probably join the nudist colony. But, I took it and I created art with it. And look at Venusian, naked, squishy people eating cherries from baskets stolen from the crying children of the farm workers. And we all go, oh, I feel this emo. So anyway, you'll see things from a different point of view. It will be okay, I promise you. What works out and doesn't is always meant to be that way for a reason. I know it sounds like an excuse. It is somewhat similar to my favorite quote from Star Wars, Qui-Gon Jinn, a solution will present itself. Don't worry about it. On Thursday, Christmas Eve, we've got this woman here. We've got the High Priestess in reverse. Don't worry about it. It's not causing a problem. What she's trying to say is there are going to be people that for you guys in your age group, she could present that person who's the know-it-all, and look at, there is your like big-ass second cousin who's practically ruling with an iron fist. And we're like, okay, Stalin, we're here to eat food. I'm sorry, I'm relegated to the kids' table, but so are you. So before you put us in our place, let us place you into yours. And then everybody get off the one side of that one little Tyke's plastic bench so that she falls over. You guys are going to get me in trouble. I'm going to get you in trouble. Don't blame it on me. The High Priestess is where also we see on Christmas Eve a Gemini moon. There is a duality. There is a kind of polarity with this High Priestess. See with me, examine the black, the white. The white, the black. These two pilasters or columns are representing basically the fact that she exists like a cat in both worlds at once. At the same time virtuous, and she could be a whore or a prostitute. I don't know. But there's this kind of mystery about her that we don't know if she's a saint or a sinner. At the same time, this just really comes down to representing the instinctive type of feminine wisdom that is part of the mystery of being a woman or thinking you are one or saying, Rita, I was born in the wrong body and that whole jazz. Okay, whatever. We will just accept you. We accept you. Please accept us. And where I feel boring compared to all the flavors these days. So the High Priestess is also talking about a little bit of that element of cunning, shall we say, deception. And should we say that if that second cousin of yours ends up on the teeter-totter and you're on the other side, you know how to just slide forward so that they're like, fall on the butt, hopefully in the mud. Don't get yourself in that trouble. Venus and Scorpio sextiles Jupiter and Virgo. Scorpio, your solar first house for the purpose of this interpretation. Gemini moon, we already know that that's in effect, so we've got a very airy-fairy kind of a feeling, ethereal quality that's kind of dingy and somewhat scatterbrained. not focused. Well, the sextile to Jupiter and Virgo is your solar 11th house. So you're going to be like totally rocking this sexy thing. Other people are going to see you as the center of attention, which is beautiful because you're really uniting all the cousins together, not just because you're good looking, but because you're actually interesting to talk to and to listen to. And who knows, maybe that high priestess will fall on her butt. Moon goes void, of course, which is from the moment it makes its last aspect in the last constellation, it's in the middle of freaking nowhere at times, or, presumably it is nowhere. And that's when we really don't know. We're neither here nor there. So, like people that go last minute shopping on Christmas Eve, nah, I wouldn't recommend it. You won't even know where your butt is. On Friday for Christmas Day, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is great. Uranus now is stationary, giving us the element of surprise. You might get something you didn't even expect, or somebody gives you a journal that weighs 50 pounds, but it's really bitching to look at. So a lot of this anticipation will center around the feeling that you didn't know if it was going to go well with the family. You didn't know if mom and stepdad, or stepdad and your mom, or your mom and your ex-dad, whatever, if they're going to get along. I think it's going to be okay. I think you will realize that you are your own peace, center, and harmony. Everybody else can be as nuts as they want to be, and you're observing, saying, my goodness, when I have my family, it may be a party full of a barrel of monkeys and pickup sticks, but at the same time, we will not be dysfunctional. Everyone will be happy. Requisite, leave your baggage at the door. If your ass is dragging, leave it outside too, and we're going to have fun and have a good time. So you're going to feel a sense of unity. It might even be that you're going to like a location or visitation with somebody and you're like, oh God, seriously? Aunt Mildred, who's really a man with the mustache thing going on and the satin shirt, I can't deal, Mom. And they're like, you must deal, except just weird, but categorize it, create art with it, make a cliche out of it, but things will come together a lot better than you're really expecting. Full moon in Cancer, 3 degrees, will trine Neptune in Pisces, that solar 5th house. I think you're going to have some fun. I think that there could be some revelations, like you've got the one little teary cousin who says, I've always looked up to you and I've always loved you and I was mean to you. And I put pudding in your pants last year because really I just want to be you. Share the love. Share the love. Spread it around. Not too thick, and be careful. Make sure these are not creep peepers, 48-year-old greasers on the internet that tell you they're hot 17-year-olds old. And I've given you the lecture. Mercury in Capricorn will semi-square Neptune in Pisces. Capricorn again, solar 3rd house of communications and all things short distance travel and intellectualized. And the semi-square, okay, so a little bit of frustration with Neptune and Pisces. I think you're going to be the master of pulling it off and making even people go, you kicked me under the table, and you're like, chicken wing, and then everybody laughs and it's fine. Mercury in Capricorn will trine Jupiter and Virgo. Again, the communication, the friends, the people, the associations, the group of them, the lot of them, the box of them at the door when, somebody had a beer, somebody brought beer, big mistake, alcohol to a party. We have to put them outside in the snow and say, you're not pissing on the carpet in here. Everybody has to go outside. And it could be fun for all and all for fun. And on Saturday, we have the Page of Swords. And this is just a communication where you're kind of like, I don't know, man. I have a peanut M&M, Mountain Dew, Diet Coke, chocolate cake, and pudding hangover. I don't know how I feel right now, and it's okay. Don't know how you feel. Play a video game. Play no game. Do whatever you do. Hang upside down. Stand on your head. Roll under the bed. Put crackers in I wouldn't put crackers in your brother's bed. No, because then you're going to get in trouble and they'll say the mice came because of you. And you're like, but we love the mice. We are one. So the Page of Swords could have you feeling a little bit surprised by maybe your excitement, which you see I'm already contagious, but in a good way. And so this is the way you're going to be feeling. And I am the epitome of you and how you feel. Is that just disgusting? I'm not creepy though. I don't have wrinkles. I'm not sagging too far. Just enough for you to know, hey, look, I got rank on you. So also this Page of Swords on Saturday is coinciding with Venus and Scorpio sextiling North Node in Virgo. And where the North Node goes, there it is. The North Node is telling us that there's a focus here to maybe emphasize or to look at or just make sure that we're aware of. So your 11th house, those friends, those group associations, sextile with Venus and Scorpio. Hey, you may attract some very sexy people, or you may be very sexy to other people, as long as it's not your uncle or anybody over the age of 18 and they just blush and want to buy you a Cracker Jack diamond ring in a box or something from a vending machine, go for it. It is safe. If you're not allowed to date, accept the gift anyway, share the Cracker Jacks. We also have the Mars and Libra semi-squaring Saturn and Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your solar second house of things, possessions, items, the things that you value, your collection of Bon Bell lip smackers and anything else you can manage to colorize, the lipsticks you melted and turned into little pots of magic and gave to your friends, and or the things that you put in your closet, like your favorite records, your bench press, you've got your dumbbells, whatever it is that you have pride in, the things that you like are somehow energized. And it could be that you're thinking, you know, but what I really wanted was a membership to a gym, but I know they told me I'm not old enough, and then somebody has to drive me, give me money. I want to save for a Nautilus machine. You know, so it could be there that there's little tension because you wanted something a certain way, or you're like, damn, I didn't ask for like a blue boogie board. I want cash. And, you know, so there could be a little bit of a, you know, difference in what you wanted. And it's Christmas, so kids, you guys are allowed to be very, very much the kid. Adults are like, but it's Jesus' birthday. Let's blow out the candles, and you know, maybe there'll be a toy surprise inside. So Venus in Scorpio will also semi-sextile Mars in Libra. Venus in Scorpio, again, your solar first house of beauty, and semi-sextile, meaning that there's an opportunity with Mars in Libra to, again, make sense of the way you feel. And for you guys, it's going to be very primitive, where you're like, I don't know if I'm feeling the past life or if I'm in the past life. I don't know if I am having multiple lives, and I really need to talk to Stephen Hawking, or at least push buttons on him, because I'm really not sure where I'm at. It's okay. Make sense of it. It will make sense for you. The moon in Cancer goes void, of course, on Saturday night, 7:36 p.m. People are floating around in outer space. You know, it makes me want to take those people that are floating around and cut the cords just to watch them fly high. Go find somebody in Russia to bless with your balloon body. You know, it would just be a neat fantasy. It makes me think of something that happened in the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Oscar, do I want to call him Oscar Wilde? Wow, I can't remember this guy's name. Is he alive? Oh my God, look it up. It's not the one with Johnny Depp or anything like that. It's the old one with Veruca Salt. And then on Sunday, we've got the Tower reversed. Don't worry, it's no big deal. It's just kind of like you know, did you notice how they pushed Uncle Aunt Mildred out the back door when he was drunk and started stripping on the dining table? How, woohoo, that would have been bad. There were children in the room. I would have gone blind. Everything will be just fine. Sunday, Mercury in Capricorn will also trine the North Node in Virgo. So again, a communication where we can all say, hey, look, we know he's weird. We accept him. He has rights. He's a human. So a disaster could be avoided by some quick thinking. And you know what? You might be the person who actually rocks that heroic act and pushes that individual out the door with their plumber's crack, or does something equally as helpful. Go throw a wet blanket on top of that thing outside so the children don't have to see the atrocity, the humanity. God bless you. I'm losing my voice finally, and I'll be talking to you soon.